Celebrities, politicians, high-profile people, they have a tendency to date or marry with a very, very big age gap. 10 years, 6 years, 12 years in some cases, even as far as 20. But is it becoming a trend now? 22162 is a text line. Start with YM254. My name is Valentine, or at Kalamiva, and today is Queen's Wednesday, like you know, and we're having a girls talk conversation. So we gotta keep the feedback coming. Yes, at Y254 channel on Twitter, hashtag Y in the morning. I want to know what you think. I really do. Okay, 22162, start with YM254. Now let me introduce you to the rest of my panel. Good morning, ladies. Good morning. Thank you. Oh gosh, I think honestly Girls Talk is one of the people's favorite show because they just display beautiful ladies. Just even wave nicely. Hi guys.
Hi.
Yeah, all right, so let's start from over there. What's your name?
My name is Michelle Apio, an outgoing student leader. I'm a lawyer by profession and currently at the Kenya School of Law.
We are going to scare the boy child today.
I know.
Hey, what is the social media handle?
My name on Instagram is Michi A Tina, same to Facebook and Twitter.
Okay, so I should just probably warn my audience in advance. I know they're beautiful and I know you might want number. It's okay to ask, but let's wait for the show to end. Okay, let's focus now on the topic and then we'll get to A or B. Sindo, what's your name?
I'm Marian Ambani. I'm a fourth-year student at the Technical University of Kenya, pursuing applied statistics. I'm an outgoing student leader also.
We have very strong people. Social media handles?
Twitter at Ambani Marion. On Facebook, find me at Marionette Ambani. Same to Instagram, Marionette Ambani.
And you are?
I'm Brenda Pande, student at Chuka University, pursuing a Bachelor of Procurement and Logistics, third-year student.
Procurement?
Yeah.
Unatoka NYS?
Scandal.
Maze. Okay, karibu sana. What's your name?
My name is Cecilia Mwangi. I'm a fourth-year student here at the University of Nairobi. Taking Bachelor of Arts in International Relations. And I volunteer at Kenya Red Cross.
We have people doing big things here. Sisi wachache. Let's start with the definition of a sponsor. Who is a sponsor? Start with who?
Okay, my definition of a sponsor is any married man who gets involved in one way or another with a person, a lady to be specific, who is not married. And also I can also define a sponsor as an old man, not necessarily just from 35 going above, who is also in having affairs with a lady who is younger the age, maybe it's twice your age. I prefer, what I might say is that the age gap, when it goes above 10, me, I see that as a sponsor.
Okay, who do you think a sponsor is?
I'll not necessarily say a sponsor is a married man, but a married man is contributing something to my life. Yeah, like something that giving me some connections, the lifestyle that I want. That's a sponsor to me.
What is the lifestyle that you want?
A lavish lifestyle. Yeah,
you want?
I get like, I buy new things that I want, new designs, everything. Yeah.
You want to wear Gucci?
Yeah, good design. That's to me a sponsor.
Okay. Who do you think a sponsor is?
A sponsor is, okay, I would define it in terms of cross-generational dating, where we have the woman and the man. And in this case, the man is way older than the woman. And how we actually strike the balance is that the sponsee, who's the girl, gets goodies.
Vocabulary, sponsee.
Gets goodies, you know, flamboyance, as she says it, Gucci, you know, trips to Mombasa, SGI and everything else. In exchange for what? Sexual pleasure for the old man. That is what I would define as sponsor. And in most cases, the man is usually a married person. Yeah.
Nakona kitambi.
Yes.
Alright. What's your definition?
The general knowledge of a sponsor is somebody who is older than you, but I would also add somebody who is married, somebody who is above your age. I would not really put some age bracket. For example, you're 14, you're dating somebody who's 25, who's giving you financial benefit. That's a sponsor. Somebody who is let's say even 50 and you're 30, that's still a sponsor according to me.
Okay, so I'm wanting to also know, who do you think a sponsor is? 22162 is a text line, start with Y254. I will be repeating this bit of information as we go along, so just remember. Also, we have a couple of videos lined up for you, and as they cue that for me, let me summarize. So sponsor, age gap past 10 years, sponsor. Okay, married man, sponsor.
Yeah.
Hey, why are we just what if he's married and broke, but he wants your time? What is that now? A waste of time? Who is he? How do we?
A broke married man.
Yes, but he
can't be a sponsor. A broke married man can't be a sponsor.
Bora, you're broke.
I am of a different opinion. When you talk about cross-generational dating, in as long as this guy is older than you, he still qualifies as a sponsor.
Donald Trump na Melania, I think their age difference is around 23 years old.
Sure.
That is like, this is someone's age currently, but that is their age gap. So are we saying Donald Trump is Melania's sponsor?
No.
Yeah, sure.
What is, you said yes, that one has said no. Let's start with yes. Why yes?
Because for Melanie, she's getting financial benefit from Trump. However much she has her own business, her own beshara, she's stable, but the age difference, like I said earlier, the age difference matters. This guy, however much he was separated or he divorced his wives before, according to me, I don't think Melanie would have gone for Donald Trump if he was broke. Yeah.
Age is not just a number. Why are you just refusing?
I said no because I think we need to differentiate things. Because you see, if in this situation of Melanie and Donald, they are married. It is a couple. It sees as being a sponsor-sponsee relationship. Because now that is what you call a husband and wife. So it really is, according to me, not a sponsorship kind of thing.
I also believe if you are dating someone who is not married, no matter how old he is, that's not a sponsor. That's a relationship.
But what if he has a 15-year-old age gap with me and he has a lot of money?
The age gap doesn't matter to me.
Age is just a number
to you. Age is just a number.
Are you comfortable taking a 50-year-old man to meet your parents? Like their age mates? Maybe they were even classmates, man. No, it's a magic classmate. Yeah? Like, daddy, I'm in love. Are you proud? Is that something you can do?
Okay, if I love him, I can consider. But I'm not. I can consider. Yeah.
That one has. What is your opinion of this?
No, I can't be comfortable personally taking a 50-year-old man to my parents. Morals.
Okay.
Yeah, morals.
50.
How will the society look at you? Like you comfortably taking an old man to you introducing him as your husband. The society. What perception will they have about you? I can't.
But this same society used to applaud a 14-year-old girl getting married to someone's. In fact, just the other day, a few months ago, there was a chief who was arrested who went to a wedding of a 12, 13-year-old girl to a guy, some old man. She hasn't even reached puberty. She hasn't even, started menses. But here we are marrying her off.
Well, things do change. For example, traditionally, it was allowed to have polygamy. Like, it was not even a big deal. Right now, if you ask one of us right here, if your boyfriend is to tell you he's marrying you today, then tomorrow he's going to take somebody else to be his wife, I don't think any of you would agree to that. So things do change. This is a different era altogether. So I don't think right now it's possible to hold a 14-year-old and marry the girl. I don't think so.
Okay, you have something to say. Guys, I hope you're queuing for me that video.
I will advance this argument in terms of the legal arguments around it. A child who is, a lady who is 14 years old, it's basically a child and is not eligible for marriage. So the first thing would be, you are breaking the law. So we would not even have that conversation as at now. And one thing that I would like to bring to your attention, Valerie, probably is that the thing is, this issue of sponsors and campus girls is not an issue which started today.
It's true.
We have to appreciate the fact that this is something that started way back before, but we just had different terminologies. Guys used to call it probably sugar daddy. And what we also need to appreciate is that the thing that is happening right now happened even out of the confines of, you know, universities. And this relationship, let me be just the devil's advocate for 1 minute, are within marriageable, you know, confines. And if we are to at least bend back behind pole and just say that probably we can allow this in terms of the legal framework, it is actually no offense to have a sponsor. But now, if we look at it from the moral or religious perspective, then it would be an issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I'm not morally stable, I have no inclination to care about what some higher power thinks.
Morals in terms of the social standards, like how she said her parents would actually not be comfortable with her bringing in a 50-year-old man and say, okay, yo, you know what, I'm going to get married to this person. Like there's a silent morals threshold where you're not supposed to be having a sponsor.
Okay, but mi naona kama mnanipima kidogo tu. Because the next thing you're going to tell me who the perfect man is, he's let's say literate, he's learned, he knows his way around, he is financially stable, he is mature, and all those qualities, there's a certain age group that it falls
under.
And then now you come and tell me, hey, PS son is sponsor. I don't know what you want. You need to tell me also you what you want. But meanwhile, please do check out this video.
People who are considerably older than themselves are really at risk. So if you look at 17-year-olds, for instance, dating 22-year-olds, which we know happens, they're at higher risk of physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, and high-risk behavior. But for adults, I don't actually think there's a huge difference between couples who are 1 year apart and 10 years apart. I think the real problem is when you fall in love, you are blinded by the lack of light. You're blinded by the love. We've talked about the brain chemicals and the brain being like it's on drugs when you're in love, so you don't look at the potentially problematic elements in the relationship. It's like when you fall in love and I have a child maybe, you don't think about the implications of moving in together and taking on my child as your own. Same thing when it comes to age. So all you need to do is stop and say, hey, we've got a potential conflict here. What can we do about it?
You got to realize that there's ebbs and flows when it comes to the age gap, because let's look at Macron, the new president of France. He met his now wife when he was 15 and she was 39. That's a big age gap. Right now, it maybe doesn't seem as large, but later in life, it might once again seem pretty big.
Well, certainly with longevity and life expectancy, that's something we have to consider, but we form very important intimate relationships.
This is just the student of Rongo University, but was killed in Homa Bay in a very brutal manner. So we want to condemn this kind of act of thuggery in the strongest terms possible as a party. And we hope that the perpetrators of this heinous crime are going to be brought to book in a speedy way. We want to see arrests and convictions as quickly as possible.
Now, here are the top 10 tips that Pi has for dating younger men. You got to be fun-loving, right?
Yes.
So you can't be all fuddy-duddy.
It gets boring.
Yeah. You can't be a bore. You can't nag.
Yeah.
Because if you do, you'll remind him of his mother.
Correct.
All right. Does she nag you at all?
No.
No.
I wouldn't be here.
You what?
I wouldn't be here.
Yeah. You have to ignore the stares. You must have a natural chemistry. You can't force it.
Of course,
it's got to be. All right. And don't lie about your age. You got to be heads up about it, right?
Yep.
And you got to allow yourself to be vulnerable. What's that mean?
Well, to me, vulnerable just means, you know, affectionate, caring, you know, cuddly, romantic.
And you say don't take yourself too seriously.
Yes.
My crew is lit. Thank you so much, guys, up there for playing me all those videos. So now the first one was, hi, 22162. Start with Y254. I'm looking forward to your input, okay? My name is Valentine. So now, the first one was basically how a young, let's say young 18, 19, 17-year-old girl would respond to a very much older young man. So they're susceptible to emotional abuse, physical abuse, and all these other things, high risk factors. But apparently in that video, when two people are adults, no matter the age gap, apparently it's not such a big problem, which we have agreed somewhere and we have disagreed somewhere. She said, yes, we have disagreed. And then the second video is the Honorable Raila Odinga. He was talking about Sharon Otieno, the one who passed away, I think last week. She was, hey, what did you do to that girl, man? And I think this is what sparked this conversation, because it's becoming a dangerous occupation to be a sponsee. Today we've learned a new word, sponsor, sponsee. So kwa sponsee ni hatari, yeah. So, and then the last video is basically a young man giving an older woman nika rules, like you have to be sexy, you have to be, you know, you have to tell me your age upright, unafa terms and conditions apply. You see fine print, that one is a list. And I think I should work backwards with this. How is it that a guy gets off telling someone who's, let's say, 20, 30 years older than him that you have to be sexy? Like, if you're not sexy, aje sasa. Are you do you go telling sponsors that you have to be sexy? We just take them as they are. Yeah? So what is are these double standards? What's happening here?
I think it just portrays the society that we live in. It is a patriarchal society. Like I do not wish to delve into the Sharon Otieno's issue, but you see now, people have put a blind eye to the plight that she suffered, and they're just considering the sponsor thing, you know, and bashing her and demonizing her, coming up with all manner of stories. But if it was a man in that situation, guys would probably be very much comfortable about it. So it just portrays the society that we are living. People are patriarchal. If a man says something, then it is okay. But if the narrative then changes to a woman, it becomes something totally different.
This is borderline, what's this, misogyny, yes. I can see the spelling, but it's brain cell 1, brain cell 2, and then the mouth now is destroying things. You've already taken the mic.
The girls are expected to be attractive or sexy because sponsors personally, they're just attracted to you physically. They don't love you. They just come for sexual pleasures. Yeah.
Okay. But is that worth my life?
I know.
Yeah. I mean, as in, if I'm not sexy, then we're going to have a problem.
Having a sponsor, but the disadvantages outweighs them. Disadvantages outweighs them.
It is true, guys. In fact, let's just even have a chat. Pros and cons. Okay, let's see what's bigger, the pros or the cons. So, pro number 1, lavish lifestyle.
Yeah.
You get money, just cab fare inaweza kuwa hata 10K. I don't know what cab that is. That is 10,000.
You get connection. Connections.
So you network. Hii game inakaa iko na pros poa. Okay. So now you are wearing Gucci shoes. You sleep. You're traveling.
You get a job. Probably.
Get a job. Ding 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 ding. We have a winner. Because let me tell you that so many people in university are graduating, and they're coming into a world where we're saying there are no jobs. We're here, serikali's idea. We're trying to even come up with things of our own. You know, we're trying to be entrepreneurs, and then along comes a man. Tell you, too, just finish school, hurry up, and then come work for me. 6 figures instant. Would you say no? For real though, these are situations, and I think sometimes I think girls or ladies, or I don't know what to even call you, but we may fall prey because he can see you need something. If you're the sole breadwinner of your family, if you're providing for your siblings and your parents because whatever reason they're unable and he can provide, are you going to say no? Are you going to start saying, okay, yes, but we only hold hands?
It's not for you to decide.
So those are 3 pros. How many?
And then the other advantage of having a sponsor, if you're doing business, they'll support you. Your business will grow.
Investment. Atakuwa sponsor ukweli.
Yeah, for sure.
The dictionary version of a sponsor. Okay, another
and
pro.
Probably just to add on that, well, apart from the glam and the lavish, you know, wherever, something that is financial, in certain situations, people decide to go the sponsor way because of the emotional connection. This is a guy who is probably way older than you, and probably you come from a family which is broken, so you are looking for that father figure. You're trying to substitute something that you lacked growing up, so that's why you'd be like, okay, fine, well, why not? We connect on an emotional level. So probably that is another pro for having a sponsor.
To add on that, some people do the sponsor thing because there is no attachment. For a sponsor, it's the financial gain, the sex, and your
business as usual.
Yeah, there is no uko wapi, what are you doing? It's just, hello, where are you? I'm coming to get you, or pick an Uber. We do a biashara and it's that deal.
Okay, but honestly, the way we are pangaing these pros, it's not sounding so bad right now.
I think the father figure
I need you to have the
the father figure. It can be, I think it's a disadvantage.
Why?
Because uko na sponsor lakini anakuna tu kama mtoto wake.
But yana kuchunga.
Then, okay, atakuchunga. Then your opinion won't matter. Juu atakuona tu huyu ni mtoto wangu. So your opinion, I think your opinion won't matter.
Can I respond to her?
Please do.
You see now, when I talked about the father figure, it's not ideally the mtoto, like, you know, I'm the dad, you have to like heed to my words. It is something to do with the emotional connection, you know, the affection. You know how dads are with their daughters,
girls, as
you know,
the same way
guys
are with their
take
mothers.
care of them. That kind of protection probably is what you're looking at, not in terms of, you know, spitting out rules and utachi, you know, like that.
Okay, all right. So 5 pros so far. Are we done with the pros? We continue. So he can buy me nice things. I can travel. He's going to connect me. I have a job. He's emotionally fulfilling my life. What else is he doing for me? He's making me look weird though in a society. We can't just hold hands. Like Nikiuliza, only uncle. Yes, it's my uncle. Yeah. Oh my god. Because what are you going to say? Hi, this is my boyfriend. This is boyfriend. He's not even a boy. All right, so we work on the cons now. What is the first con?
Okay, the first disadvantage of having a sponsor is that you might end up getting these diseases. Right now, you know, HIV and AIDS is really spreading.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah?
I think this current generation is more afraid of getting pregnant than being infected.
Yeah, but that's a disadvantage. They get these diseases. I hear that at times these sponsor guys, they don't want to use protection. They just want you to go there like that. You see, yeah? But it's not really a good thing. It's not really a good thing. So you will find that young girls and these old men, they get diseases, not only HIV AIDS, there are also these sexually transmitted diseases like gonorrhea, you have syphilis. You might also end up contracting them. Who wants to spend the whole of his life taking ARVs? That's really bad. Yeah.
You have another con?
Yeah, but I think for the cons would, my opinion though, I would put them into 2 groups.
Okay.
For the lady and for the sponsor himself.
Sponsor kona po?
Yeah,
yes, life.
No, life is not only about money and wealth. There is family. Like we have said, these guys probably they are married, and then their families. So the money he's spending on you going to Dubai, to Mombasa, it's the same amount of money he needs to pay his sons or daughters' school fees.
I'm glad you said that. What happens when you find a man who can afford everything? He will take his children to group of schools, not just a school, group of schools. Now when they Dubai na Seychelles.
But now, take a look at this. If that money he could invest it somewhere else.
But he's been investing all his life. He's 50. Yeah,
I think he should travel. It's morally wrong. I do not advocate for sponsorship. I wouldn't start today. So it's morally wrong if he does not know where to place his funds. I think there are so many children's home. There are so many guys out there without something else to do, that that money can be put into good use.
But it's not, for lack of a better term, bringing him to climax, all these things. It's just
probably just to add on her point. okay, that point would actually come out nicely if we looked at it in terms of a sponsor, not in the Nairobi, not in the politicians aspect. Let's talk about the tip. You know, Majani, probably we've got the bonds and everything else. They're given in cash. That would be a sponsor in that context. And this is money that only comes once. Sugar bonus, tea, coffee bonus only comes once.
Nambona tujeka tenders kwa pros. Tenders, pap.
Yeah. And also political positions. Nominated MCAs, most of them are girlfriends to, you know, politicians.
All right, so 22162 is the tech line. Start with YM254. We have Sarah. And if there's someone over 40 and I'm 20 na hajao, atakuwa sponsor? Let's say, answer
yes.
Please. Yes.
My definition of a sponsor was pegged towards the financial aspect. And the aspect of him, whether he is married or not. So if you actually asked me, he is 40, you're 20, he is unmarried, he is not a sponsor. If you were to bring up anything candid, friend or husband to be, you know, he is really not a sponsor because there's no baggage of family and a wife and every other thing. Yeah.
A sponsor is a young or old person that one enters with into a relationship, not because of love, but using intimacy to get money. It's the modern day form of prostitution. Where? Because most of sponsees do not have one sponsor. Wow, is that true?
That's true. That's true.
Hiya. You are not saying, you are saying.
It's very true. The sponsees, they'll have 2-3 sponsors as long as they get the money, whatever they want. Just the way she has said that they want money. They want money. So the sponsor wouldn't mind having even 5 sponsors as long as she gets money, by the way. Yeah.
Right, so there's stuff happening behind here at the screen. We have Otieno. I honestly have no problem with it. It's 2 consenting adults and bas. I don't know why it's even called a men and sasa. Okay, all right, so 2 consenting adults, you go for it. Christy, Midiva, let people date whoever they want. That's my input. Thank you, Christy. We see you. Yeah, all right. Moving on swiftly. This is our Facebook, yes, Y254 on Facebook. Osi Otieno. Find out the merits and demerits of the men, I guess. Then mandatory NYS training before one joint campus. Your mom should come in handy. Watu wafaa kwenda NYS kabla ende kampo. I like you, my friend. Mash Ngere, please warn sponsors we shall not accept. That sounds like a disgruntled boy child. He had a crush. Composition. Ben Paul Njeru, you're saying Kenya, a nation with a GDP of $74 billion, has a record of 9 in every 10 unemployed Kenyans being 35 years and below. If sponsor campus girls dating each other is classified as a menace, then what do we call broke, frustrated youth dating each other? Real menaces include campus girls being killed by poor men as well as rich men, and a wretched society that justifies blaming women for using their anatomy to maintain the preference. Okay, wow. Okay, I want to start here, but there's so many. Kanazi Makomere, provided the relationship is not abusive or exploitative, and each party is a consenting adult who knows why they are in that relationship, I have no issues. All right. Chege Bayo, ningetaka kutuma salamu. Sasa wewe. Wandaba uni wewe, sindio? But ni sawa. Ningetaka kutuma salamu. Maxwell Ambani, nice sister Gogo, as far as your eyes can see, God has given you the society that just has to condemn this issue once and for all, and better solutions to be realized. Marco Bimba, great sis, emancipate the girl child masses from the menaces of sponsors. Polite Hillary, wow. We are the sitting government. We need to strictly look at this. Victor Wetenda, this is awesome. All the best. Okay, I am quite surprised actually, because I'm feeling this society is very judgmental. Like, akuna kona sijaipitia nikona a suspect-looking couple and people are not talking. So I don't know why you're being so wonderful today on TV, but it's okay to be wonderful. But also tell me, if you don't really think this sponsor thing is a good idea, please do let us know. Be open. Fungua Roho 22162, start with YM254, or at us. Facebook, it's Y254, at Y254 channel on Twitter, hashtag Y in the morning. Okay. Now, I will see you working backwards. So we started with that video, and now we're coming to the announcement. You didn't want to speak about it, but I just want to just touch on it. It's becoming dangerous to have a sponsor. Like, you might say no to the sponsor, ama one day he wants another sponsee. And now you want to claim this territory. As who now? How? I mean, you might as well have had a contract. Like, akichoka, nivo, you go part your ways. Abu, let's talk about that first.
Okay, I do believe a sponsor, that is, can never leave his wife for anyone. So when getting into that relationship, someone should know that, and you should be emotionally prepared.
Yeah, but what if they don't want to be the first wife? I'm okay being the 3rd, 5th, 17th?
Some are okay, but I think that's morally wrong. Yeah.
I hear nowadays there are girls who, and this I heard on the radio, true story, Jana Usiku, that there are girls being held at gunpoint. You know, I don't know if they're refusing to do things sponsor said, or they're acting fly, or they're acting like the first lady. But what's happening here? What's going on? Like, don't laugh.
I think, okay, let me contribute to that. If you're going to put yourself in that situation, just stick to your lane, and you should be ready to face the consequences. If it is something that is infringing on you as a person, we have mechanisms. Go to the police, report, make it known, use your social media to, social media these days is actually a very powerful tool. If someone is threatening you and he is in a top, government official, personally, I would go to my social media and make it known. It gives you some sort of security in that. If anything was to happen to me today as Michelle, people know that there is a pointer, like you can actually pin it to someone.
Okay, so how did it help Sharon now, going on social media? So we know things now, but she's not here with us. How has it helped her?
In terms of Sharon, I would say it has helped her. Okay, I look at it in terms of the reporter. At least there was a reporter there. In as much as she did not say her story, there's someone who was known, and he knows the basic of this thing. So at least Barack can come out and say, yo, the story was like this, and that. I would not want to comment further because it's something which is still under investigation.
And that is very nice, because these investigations are usually around high-profile people. And these, generally in Kenya, I feel that when you say sponsor, it's someone that we see on TV. You just can't tell me who it is, and it's usually the political scene. And it's a very dangerous time to start acting fly and start kind of, because when you're around these people, they talk, they're free with you. But that freedom is not free, So should you decide, okay, so you're going to talk to me like that? Remember that other time when you were talking to Nani, you think I won't tell? Yes, you're giving yourself their leverage, auntie. Jichunge, help me understand. Like, Ninini, where have we reached as girls that we, at some point, we consented, we said, okay, you're going to provide for me, there's going to be a contract, and then suddenly, I don't know if it's love or some sponsee wanting to be sponsee started showing up on the scene, another girl, so now I feel I have the right, and that's how people are getting hurt now.
Yeah. My thought, for the ladies, I think some will concur with me. Sexual engaging in sex with somebody gives you some emotional attachment to the human. So, for example, today when you entered into this kind of contract with this guy, your relationship was mainly financial benefit. That is what you guys agreed upon. So now that you have tasted the goodness in parts of this sponsor, and you're emotionally attached to this guy, you find it, some of the ladies find it very difficult letting go. So
It would be
They
hard
resort
to
to
let
some things like that.
Can you imagine just having a nice life all the time, then suddenly, it's gone? How?
And then it's humiliating as well.
I'm really glad, because that is the last part of our discussion today. I don't want to name names, but these sponsors can be disrespectful. Yeah? When they're tired of you, they will come collect like an auctioneer. They will stop you wherever you are. It does not matter if you're shopping, if you're on your way to work, if you've had a bad day, they will collect. Kwanza these vehicles, people wanaambia cheki madam, simama tu hapo na ushuke. Just go. And then they take the car. Like, is that something we're willing to risk? Or tunaona it can't happen to me. I'm special. I'm pretty. I'm so smart.
Probably to give my input on that, the reality of this whole thing is that there is no legal backing. There is no contracts. It's basically nothing. You know, the way you can be having probably your boyfriend and you're staying together. Utasema, where if it's nyangu, I'm the one who bought it. So in case we break up, I'm going with it. You're on the receiving end. You know, you're used to being given. You've stayed in that relationship. Umerentiwa nyumba, you probably have a car, and the sponsor says, Marion is here now. Michelle, it's time for you to meet.
Exit.
You know, you have to do what? You have to go. There's nothing much you can do about it. And that is why my prayer is that we should probably have a legal framework, an umbrella body, something just to protect, if that is what you want to do, to protect that kind of relationship, you know, just say, okay, fine, in as much as I did not contribute towards buying this and that, but come on, I was here, city, when you needed my time, I was there, so let's have a striking balance, you know, let's have a deal, and I can have a legal backing and say, you know, at the end of the day, the law says this and that. If push comes to shove, let's go to court and, you know, battle it out.
See, that's why I'm telling you, people are going to be afraid of you today, because you cannot be that empowered. These people who we want to, if we were to propose this bill to Parliament, and Parliament is full of men, and I don't say that, we're on national TV, but it's full of men, and wanaume wanajua wanaelewana, wanaelewana, like kuna venye mwanaume anasema hapo hujafanya vizuri, but your boys will be boys. Do you think there's a day or a time that we will come and say, okay, you know what, we need to protect our campus girls, our high school girls from thirsty old men?
I think the government, it should protect the campus girls. It should also be against this sponsor campus girls thing, because it has many disadvantages. So you're mentioning the disadvantages, but we didn't finish on them. But going on, you'll find out that the disadvantages of having a sponsor, there's so many than the advantages. So they should look into that, at least, so that this sponsor campus girls, it's not there. It's not really a good thing.
Okay.
Again, I'm sorry
it's okay
to cut it short, but again, the ladies too should step up. They should find it as their responsibility to curb this, because if you need financial support, I don't find it very difficult coming up with a proposal of a business. Give your idea. Somebody once told me that if you have an idea, you'll not lack somebody who will support the idea, regardless of how long it's going to take. So the ladies don't want to work. They don't want to work. You don't want to work towards, yes.
I have heard someone telling me sponsor ni hustle, just like any other.
No, I'm saying.
Ana sweat tu kivyake, but
yeah, I do get the hustle bit in quotes. But I'm saying, for financial gain, these ladies want things chap. Like today, nataka gari. So how am I going to get it? You see, so if I have a business proposal, sell the idea to somebody else, probably I'll get that small cash, build it up, and I fancy this one saying, there is no much joy than having money that you have really earned and worked for it.
I like how you guys are just glowing. Okay, but I'm being told we're running out of time, so I want you, let us speak and then we'll finish with you.
I think there should be awareness so that the disadvantages of having sponsors can
we
be
sensitize, yani tukue na rally.
Yeah, tukue na rally. Ladies wajue having sponsor is not the best solution. Then ladies should believe in themselves. They should believe they can make it without these sponsors. Yeah.
And then I think the reason why most campus girls go for sponsors is just because they want to gain finances from them. So at a point, the government should come in, whereby if you look at the current trend right now, youths, a high percentage of youth are unemployed. That means they don't have jobs. They can't find money to sustain themselves. So the government can look for a way whereby when ladies clear campus, they can get paying internships, and also there should be more job opportunities for the youths, so that at least they have their own money, they do their own stuff, they don't think about the sponsor thing, because the sponsor thing comes into a mind of a lady because she wants money. And then the other thing I think to curb the sponsor thing is about awareness, the way she was saying. Let's have campaign. Like on social media the other day there was a campaign by Mtetezi wa Boy Child, the Cyprian Nyakundi. He was saying like if you go to a place you find a lady with a sponsor, just take the photo, let it go viral. Let it go viral, let the people know that this man is having this lady, you see. Yeah? So if we have such campaigns, ladies will also fear going with sponsors, because nobody wants to get nobody will want to get exposed with an old man. An old man at the age of your father on social media. It will really ruin your reputation. It will be an embarrassment to your family and also your generation. You know, things posted on social media, they don't go. They don't go. Your children might also find that post and they're like, so this is our mommy, she used to hang out with this old man. I think that is also a good thing to curb the sponsorship thing.
Okay. It is in my humble opinion that in a perfect world or a perfect society, instead of sponsors, we'd have mentors. Instead of sponsees, we'd have mentees. Instead of the older generation manipulating or taking advantage of the younger, we would have growth. We would have someone who sits by the fire, quote unquote, and just teaches us about life. But this is not a perfect world. In this world, I have one thing to say, hashtag punguza bei ya mafuta. Okay? 22162 is the text line. Start with YM254 at Y254 on Facebook, at Y254 channel on Twitter. Hashtag is Y in the morning. In case you missed it or you just joined us late, don't worry. We have a repeat today from 2 to 4 p.m. and you can also get it at Y254 channel on YouTube. So I want you to have an amazing day. Yes, and then I'll see you tomorrow for Reggae Thursday. Now, ladies, we're going to give them our biggest smile so that they have an amazing day. Wow. Bye. Bye.